Okay, we're back with the Digitrax Zephyr Express starter set. Today I'm going to convert my model railroad to DCC. I'm going to be replacing an MRC power pack and plan to use it as a second throttle eventually. I've recently gotten back into the hobby and have been using older stuff that I already had to build my new layout, and the plan was to convert to DCC before I got too far into the build. Now, I've been using a DCC locomotive with sound on this DC layout, and even though you do get some basic engine sounds, you don't have any control or access to all the capabilities, like the bell and the horn and lighting, things like that. So right now, it's going through its engine startup, and one of the things I'm looking forward to is better speed control. I've noticed that my loco really doesn't do that well at really slow speed, like when you first get moving, or even up and down grades. I've read this should improve with DCC, so we're going to find out. So you saw it kind of chug there a little bit when it got going, and we're going to do a replay. Yeah, okay. Now, I'm also upgrading my switching system using touch toggles and a new control board for my twin coil switch machines. Touch the button, change a switch, and using some snap relays I already had, I get trackside signal lighting that matches the color on the toggles, and you can see the wiring in place here. And the nice thing is you get a nice gentle snap, not that electric chair electrocution sound. So I'm going to be doing a separate video on this, but I just wanted to mention it here. Alright, time to swap out the controller. The Zephyr has this terminal strip in the back, but the screws are on the bottom. So you can't connect wires while the unit is sitting in place. You got to flip it over. Kind of inconvenient if, say, you have it connected to the track, and then you need to connect a program track wire. You got to flip it over, tangle the wires that are already there. And maybe there's a reason for it, or I'm missing something. I don't know. So I decided to make some jumpers or leads so I would have a quick disconnect to my main bus going to the track. I'll also put in some quick disconnect leads for the jump and program inputs so I can set the unit in place and not have to move it again. Now, these connectors are kind of temporary, but of course, you know how many times I said that, and it's still there 10 years later. But I had these spade connectors laying around, and this gives me a solid connection while I'm still installing and testing everything, plus quick disconnect. And I did put some electrical tape on there so I don't fry anything. And now we're connected to the main track bus. The same two wires that were hooked to my old DC throttle. The power's on. There's no actual power switch on the unit. It just fires up when you plug it in. However, you can see that the track status light is off, so no actual signal is going out to the track bus until you hit the button. And there we hit the button, green light comes on. Now to select a loco, hit the local button, then 03, and the loco again. Now understand that they come default from the factory at address 03, and looking at my handy dandy guide here that came with my engine, I can see what the default sounds are and where they're located. So hitting the 8 gets the startup sound going. The engine is starting up. And then the 0 is the front lights. You can see them coming on there, and then 5 is sort of these headlights, and those didn't operate when I was just on DC. I didn't even think they were in there. Now you can see over here, pressing this function button, it either is just the 8 functions or 10 functions, and then all of the functions together changes the display. Now this adds 10 to anything you hit, so I hit that 5, and now it's 15 just came on. So whatever functions you've hit stay lit. Okay, so now we've got a trackside shot of all the commands that I just did, and we're going to see how this goes now that I've got digital control. So I've hit F8, and the startup sequence is going on right now. There go the lights up on top. Headlights come on. It's so cool that I have that now. That was the F15 I hit, and F1 gets you the bell. And F2 the siren. Let's hear it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what Daddy likes. All right, so now we're going to see how this thing does as I try to take off really slowly. Remember the herky-jerkiness of my old DC controller, and look at that, pretty smooth. I probably could have started even slower. I kind of got a bad habit of kind of turning up the throttle to get the old thing going, but this is great. Now, I've also noticed much improved speed control when going up and down grades. I've got some big grades in this railroad, 2%, 4%, and it seems much more evenly controlled. The motor of the engine seems much better controlled going up and down. And even I threw a few more cars on there and ran it around the layout a few times, and I'm really, really pleased with how this thing is going. So I have to say that converting from DC to DCC has been really, really simple and gone very smoothly with the Digitrax Zephyr Express. Thing worked right out of the box as advertised. So I hope you check back in from time to time, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be making more videos on some of the things that I'm doing on the layout. I'm under construction just like a lot of folks in model railroading are. So we're going to end this with a drive-by, or I guess run-by, drive-by, I guess would be like a shooting. But thanks for hanging out.